Hey everybody, I got a bunch of winter projects, I call them, but I picked up this gas-powered air compressor pretty reasonable this summer. It was on someone's lawn, and it was a guy I was selling firewood to. I ended up seeing this, made a deal with him on it. It's a Honda motor, it's a North Star, or North Star. I don't think it's a great, I think it's like a Northern Hydraulics book type thing. But it starts, it runs well. He had it in a van, cube van. The problem they had with it, the company he works for bought a bunch of them and they don't like starting in the cold. The Honda motor starts, the air compressor doesn't like the cold. I mean, it would burn the belts. And what I'm gonna do is, while in this video, I'm gonna change this over to synthetic oil in the motor and in the compressor. And I picked this up. One of my other buddies that does construction bought this at an auction. It's like a little trailer someone made. It's made very good for what it is. And he bought it to get the generator off of it. And once you get the generator off, I was looking at it one day, he goes, "You want that, take it. It's just gonna go into the scrap steel pile if you don't." So I took it. It's got one tire that goes flat, but my thought is I want to be able to put that compressor onto this trailer. And I'm gonna actually take the rubber tires off of it and weld it onto here. And the same guy I got this from also had a brand new hose reel in a box that he never put in the van when he put this in. He just ran it off a regular hose. Basically, it was a mechanic that worked out of the back of a cube van. He never felt he needed that hose reel. So I ended up he gave me the hose reel, which was a pretty decent one. I'm gonna say it's probably a couple $100 one. But this video is gonna be about welding that compressor, the bottom feet of it, and where the tires go on. I'm gonna have to come up with some type of bracket. But I want to weld that compressor to this frame and put that hose reel on, so when I got to work on something up in my field. There's a couple times in the summer that my screening plant that I leave right up there, it would be nice to have a hose to blow it out once in a while, because when you're screening stuff on a dusty day, that motor gets blasted. It's always been kind of a pain in the butt to get. I normally bring one of my pancake compressors with a generator, and it's a big pain in the butt. So I think this would be a nice little thing to have around the shop. And it's been in my way all winter. I'm sick of this being in my way too, so I'm gonna try to get this out the next couple days, get it together, and then this can go up in one of the lean-tos out of my way in here. But I just thought I'd do an opening to the video, what the project's gonna be. I just wanna show I'm taking these rubber tires off. It's one of those things, I don't know if the original axle on that went bad or what, but that's a grade 8 bolt. 3/4 inch bolt that they had these tires bolted on with. Get those off and see if we can get it to sit on that frame. I know it ain't light. I'm gonna come forward just a little bit. I'm trying to think where I want this thing to sit. I'll let it relax right now. It's got a pretty good flat plate on the front. I think what I'm going to do is put a plate up to where the axles were to get it to sit on that 2-inch tube. See how that goes. I'm going to look for some hardware right now. I just want to show, I got a pile of these brackets. I cut them off to length and I'm going to drill a 3/4 inch hole in both these pieces, and they're going to go on where the axles used to be, and that will give me a flat plate to put down and weld to that frame with. I just want to show those 3/4 inch bolts that were in the original wheels on there. Too long. I'm just going to go look through my hardware. I'm pretty sure I got something shorter so that I can get those plates bolted on. They had this nut in there for a spacer when it went through the wheel. What I'm going to do is I just screwed that on. I didn't have anything that was threaded all the way, so it wouldn't have worked. I'm just going to take a Sawzall, cut that off, weld that nut, and that will be the new bolt. That way I'm not buying any hardware. Take 5 minutes. I cut those off. Now I'm just going to take the MIG welder, weld the tops. That will be my new short bolt that I need. Let that cool off and I think we'll be good shape. One good thing about snowbanks being outside anyways. It's not super heavy, it's just awkward. Alright. Put that plate in the front. I kind of want to make sure that's level. I think I'm going to make that jack in the front go down a little bit further. I did have to put a piece of 1.5 inch tubing underneath that to get it up where it's level, but for what I'm doing with this is never going to get hauled over the road. I just want this for around my property. So I'll weld that up after lunch, go from there. But that's level. I just want to make sure the oil, once that thing's sitting, I'm going to drill a new hole in the stand that's on the front so that this thing sits somewhat level. That may not be 100%, but it's enough so the oil's going to get everywhere it needs to go when it's sitting somewhere. I just had to put a new battery in that camera, so I got a little bit of welding left. I welded most of it, and then I believe the camera was dead, so I'm just new battery. Ooh. And we just lost power. Very windy out today. I guess quite a few of the surrounding towns lost power. We're getting bad winds out here. Woo. The bottom of that thing I ground where I was welding, but the little bit I didn't, whatever they sprayed that steel with on that compressor is almost like a, it's not powder coat, it's something different. It must be some type of rust proofing, but it smokes like holy crap. Put the exhaust fan on. Other than that, I think we're in pretty good shape. Yeah. Now I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna put that little reel. Gotta cut that little piece of pipe off. So I think I'm going to put that right where it sits. Just going to mark those real quick with a Sharpie. See if I can weld those, and I think that's going to be about it. I believe we can do it. I think I found everything I need. We'll find out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but it will work. I don't know how I did it, but I just cut myself. All it was a sharp thread. Sliced right into me good. What it was, a piece of brass, and whoever took it out last time, these are pieces I saved. Had a pretty good cut, sharp edge on it. Just like that. You got it. Ah, that hurts. we got the hose reel on. We got that run over, and I got the shut off. That's just a cheap shut off. I think it came with a kit years ago. Everything else I made up so that that hose is just bigger than normal. But that should work, and then I'll just come up, probably have to do the same thing on that end, because this hose, pretty large end for an air hose, but we'll get it. All right, we had everything but the coupling I need for the end of the hose. I'm going to change the oil. I know I got the Honda synthetic oil, but I don't believe I have them. I'm going to look to see what I have to put in that compressor motor for oil. But I'm going to change both to synthetic, and then we'll test fire this thing and see where it goes. I'm taking the oil out of this. I just ran it for like 10 minutes, let it cycle a few times. All the air fittings and stuff are good. And I'm just going to change these both over to, well, I'm going to put the Honda oil in the Honda motor because I've had good luck with it, but I'm changing that pump over to synthetic oil, thinking it might start a little bit, you know, turn over a little bit better in cold weather. That's the reason I got this. They weren't working out in the backs of the cube vans. The company owned like 45 of these, and they had bad luck with all of them starting in the cold, so they changed them all out. This one here, he said, didn't have a lot of use. It got beat up from being in the back of the van, cube van, but overall it seems to run good when it runs, builds pressure quick. So I think this will be a nice addition to have in my stuff. And when I'm sandblasting, I can also double this up with the compressor that's in this garage. When I'm sandblasting outside, it'll help. That one's kind of a pain in the butt. The one on this motor isn't going to be too bad. I can get a funnel up underneath it. This one here I had a difficult time because of the air fitting being there, but we got it. It's not too bad. I got the Honda oil changed. I did use Honda oil in that. That did need an oil change. The stuff that come out of the pump didn't look that bad. I looked online because some of them say the center of that sight glass, there's a red dot in the middle. From what I read online, it said to go to the top of it. So every motor is different. This North Star pump's kind of a crude pump by looking at it anyways. There's plenty of room in there. I looked down in. As long as there's enough room for that to splash around in there, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Some motors have a tight tolerance and they'll have an issue, but that one there, from what I read, that's what I was supposed to do anyways, is go to the top of that red dot. So I did. Like I said, these, I was going to put a pipe on that, but this ain't something I'm going to be doing a lot of oil changes to. If it was something I was going to be changing out once every month or 2 months, I probably would have put an extension on that. Same with the Honda motor. That was easy enough to get a funnel under. I made the mess filling it. And now all I got to do is I just marked that foot. I'm going to drill another hole because I want this to sit level when it's running, if it's not connected to a machine. But when it's running, I want to try to make sure it's level. All right, we'll get back to it. I just wanted to take a video of it running and then show everybody. It builds pressure, shuts off at like 140, which is good. I might adjust it up to 150. I have to read and see what that maximum is. I just blew that tire up with it. I think I got some tires on a boat trailer that are the same bolt pattern. If they are, I'll probably put them on it just so I'm not dealing with that every time I want to use it. But this is something I'm only going to use probably a couple times a year, but it's going to be a convenient thing now for me. But just thought I'd take a shot of it and all done. It's going to be a nice tool to have in my arsenal of stuff. This will get used at least 3 or 4 times a summer, going up to clean up my Honda motor that's on that screener, the easy screener I have. But it's just nice too. This will, if I'm sandblasting something, I can double this up with the compressor that's in this garage, so the pressure stays better for me when I'm sandblasting and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be a good addition. All said and done, I probably got, I'm going to say somewhere around 300 bucks in this thing, which is awesome. That Honda motor is worth half of that without even thinking about it. So, but I just thought I'd do a quick video. It's another winter project we got done. We had a mild winter in the beginning. Winter got real for about 6 weeks, and then now it's gone. I'm looking out my door right now behind the camera, and there's no more snow. All I have is where there's up in the field where the deep snow was and snow banks. Other than that, the snow is disappearing pretty quick. It's raining out and 54 degrees. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll get back to doing some normal dirt work videos. This is probably the last winter project I had that I'm going to deal with this year. It's actually the last one I have. I had a couple little things I wanted to do, but we can fit those in on a rainy day. But if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. And even if you don't want to subscribe, liking this video really helps me out a lot with YouTube. And I'm going to say thank you for watching.